In tourist brochures, the Flinders Highway is often called the Overlanders Way and stretches from Townsville on the Pacific coast to Cloncurry, where it changes names to the Barkly Highway, which meets the Stuart Highway at Three Ways in the Northern Territory. However, not too far up the road is the climb up the infamous Minghella Range, a decent pull by anyone's measure. It's a long drag even with the biggest engines, but testament to how well Tex has his Western Star going is just how easy it's making the climb. At the top of the range is the turn-off to the mining town of Ravenswood. Originally, there was a rail link to Ravenswood, and back then, Minghella was known as Ravenswood Junction. Nowadays, however, it's a scattering of houses and a lonely pub perched at the top of the escarpment. Nevertheless, the 600 horsepower Cummins under the hood works hard pulling the two loaded trailers up the steep grade. Not too far up the road is one of the most impressive landmarks along the Flinders Highway, the McCrossan Bridge that crosses the Burdekin River. The bridge was constructed in 1971 at a height of 13.4 metres above the river stream. It's a popular spot too, where passers-by stop to check out the flood markers. The highest flood mark was recorded in 1946 at 21.79 metres. Meantime, as recently as 2009, floodwaters peaked at 20.75 metres, cutting off the road for almost a week. Despite freight rates almost remaining static for the last quarter century, S&K transport owner Steve Ennis believes that adopting new technologies and specifying components according to need rather than tradition will lead to higher profits for his bulk haulage business. Steve approaches new truck specifying with the sharpened pencil of an accountant, combining a broad knowledge of the transport industry and his understanding of customer needs with consideration for future regulations. He configures his trucks and trailers to safeguard the highest interests of his company. He told us that maximising his equipment to the limit is one of his prime focuses at the moment. These Western Star 4900s, complete with the Lucar cargo vans, provides approximately a third of a tonne payload advantage over some other vehicles that he'd investigated. While that doesn't sound like much, at the end of the month, all those thirds soon add up.
What's the biggest challenge that you find, doing the road train? I don't really think there is a challenge, I just love the work.
On a long, lonely stretch of road, Tex eased off the throttle and wheeled the Western Star into a park for a compulsory break and to check his tyres and fridge motors. Tex, what's the main thing you have to check on the fridge units?
Always check the temperatures on it, mate. Every time you walk around, you just make sure. Most of the time you can hear a motor revving or something that starts revving a lot. Yep. You know there's something wrong. Just chuck up a code, go back and have a look. Find out what it is.
What temperature do you set the fridge thermostats to for the bananas?
I usually have, they're all on 15.
Tex, how many tonne of bananas do you carry across to Perth?
Roughly 22 tonne a trailer. 2 trailers, sometimes it's 3, depending on whether we've got too many or whether the roads and that are flooded.
So it takes you about a fortnight to do a complete round trip.
Yeah, it's roughly 10 to 12 days by the time I get back home. And we have a couple off and then go again. So my run usually goes to Perth and straight back to Adelaide, and Adelaide back to North Queensland.
Tex, how do you find your 4900 Western Star?
Well, I haven't found much better yet. I've had a few of them there, so you know, pretty much king of the road, eh?
How long have you had this Western Star?
That one there I've had 2.5 years.
How many kilometres has it done?
720 on it now.
And the Cummins engine, how does it go?
Yeah, it pulls really well.
So good reliability?
I can't fault it yet. Well, I've had no dramas with that in the 720. Yeah, no, it's been really good.
And that's where we have to leave Tex and his impressive 4900 Western Star for the time being, because we have to head north to collect a load of cattle in the morning.